Hey, what's up, VC? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel, and it's time for another hard rock and heavy metal update. I'm going to begin this one with some Black Friday record store day pickups. And actually, most of this stuff, including the Black Friday albums, were parts of trades. I had a bunch of just pedestrian type albums, you know, thrift store finds. Just random stuff that's just been sitting in crates around my room and then my inbox is over here. And I finally went through all of those, got rid of the stuff that I didn't want, and I've been taking it and just trading it like crazy. And then I also had a couple of high dollar albums. One was a white label promo of Blind Faith. Which I like them. I'm not a huge fan though, so I traded it for a couple of metal albums, which I'll talk about in a little bit. In the background, we're listening to Deliverance, Stay of Execution. This is the re-release from Roxx Records from last month. This album kicks ass. I really, really like this album. I initially didn't like it because of the vocals. The vocals kind of bothered me at first. Because it's clean vocals, you know. This was a thrash band. Weapons of Your Warfare or Weapons of Our Warfare is an amazing album, and I was hoping for more of that sound. It grew on me. I really like it. The vocals, you can't really hear it as much in this song, but I think Scott Waters, when he reviewed them on his website, he called it Bowie-esque vocals, and you actually hear that in some of the later songs. This was the expanded edition. It came with 3 additional tracks, as well as the first, I believe, 50 people that ordered it got a band photo signed by the entire band, which I thought was really cool. So I was really stoked to get that as well. So let's just kind of jump into it. Like I said, these first few are Black Friday pickups. Now these aren't all my Black Friday pickups. There's 2 or 3 other albums that I also picked up that aren't heavy metal or hard rock. So I'll talk about those in a later video when I show just some random stuff. Probably my next video will be just a mix of just random pickups. First up, Judas Priest, 5 Souls. This is a 10-inch on red vinyl. This is basically all the songs, 5 songs from the Redeemer of Souls sessions that they didn't put on the album. And honestly, for good reason. Snakebite, the first song on here, I really liked. The rest of the songs are just okay. Never Forget, the very last song, is also pretty good. Again, the rest are just okay. These were extra tracks on the CD, or bonus tracks on the CD that weren't released on the album. So, regardless, I'm glad to have it for the collection. Again, Snakebite is a really good song, worth checking out. Next up, I missed this one last record store day, and this was one of the albums that I really wanted. The other one from last record store day was Gojira, which I still haven't run across, but I will get that one. But this was re-released by Metal Blade this year on record store day. I don't think this was technically a record store day release. I think it was just released the same time. But this is Slow, Deep, and Hard from Typo Negative. And this is on double vinyl. It's I don't know how well you can see that, but it's like a yellowish green. Next up, Metallica, Lords of Summer single, 12-inch single. This is an okay song. I didn't hear it prior to this. And it comes with this etched vinyl. I don't know if you can see that etching. I think the etching is pretty lame. They've got all this space to work with, and they put this little tiny M going across it. I get that that's their new logo, but I think it's just a waste of a waste of space. The live version of the track is good. If you haven't heard the track, check it out. I wouldn't go out and buy this 12-inch. It's kind of reminiscent of Load, Reload era Metallica, in my opinion. That's what I get from it. Check it out, make your own opinions, tell me what you think. Next up, this is a, I guess you would call it a mini LP. There's 3 songs on each side. But this is the Dio and Friends picture disc. This is really good. So on side 1, you got Neon Nights being covered by Anthrax, Rainbow in the Dark being covered by a bunch of guys, but with Corey Taylor from Slipknot singing, and Straight Through the Heart with Hellstorm singing. All 3 killer remakes, and then on side 2, it's live versions sung by Dio. It's a great album. It sounds really good for a picture disc. A little bit of noise in the quiet spots, but that's it. And the artwork is killer. I don't know if you guys have seen the artwork for that yet. And this one is Dio and Friends Stand Up and Shout for Cancer. So I'm assuming that the money from this is going to cancer research or cancer awareness. Worth picking up, though. Definitely worth picking up. Now the rest of this stuff, again, I paid a little bit for the Record Store Day albums, maybe 20 bucks total after my trades. The rest of this stuff I'm going to show is pretty much all exclusively from trades. These first 2 albums are the ones that I traded for the Blind Faith album, and I'm pretty happy with this trade. The first one is Anthrax. This is a Fistful of Metal, Armed and Dangerous, and their first 7-inch. All on 3 10-inches. And you can see it's got the diamond cut or the laser cut, however you want to call it, front cover. And these are on colored vinyl. You can see this one's red with a little bit of white. And then this one, same. And then the last, I think it's more of a, and then this one you got the white. It sounds really good. If you're not familiar with the first Anthrax album, it's a different singer. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Is it on here? I can never remember the guy's name. Regardless, it's with their first singer. It's more of a new wave of British heavy metal sound than the more thrash sound that they would later be famous for. I really love the sound, though. It's all 3 of the albums, the 2 albums in the 7-inch, were killer albums. Armed and Dangerous was I don't know if they released it as an EP or a mini album. And then, of course, like I said, their original 7-inch is included in this. Definitely worth picking up. It's a great addition to the collection. And then also Spreading the Disease. So I traded these 2 for the Blind Faith. These 2 go for about 25, 30 bucks a piece. So I thought it was a pretty good trade for a VG copy, a VG white label promo of Blind Faith. So this was the Back in Black 180 gram repress, and this one is on clear yellow vinyl with the custom labels. This is a gatefold too, but I haven't pulled the shrink on this, so I go back and forth with Anthrax between this being my favorite album and Persistence of Time. They're definitely my 2 favorite albums from them. There's really not, I mean, even albums, they really don't have an album I don't like. There's 1 or 2 that I don't like as much, but all killer albums. Also picked up OU812. I honestly forgot how good this album is, you know. If you were to ask me if I preferred Sammy Hagar over David Lee Roth era Van Halen, I would probably say David Lee Roth. But man, as I go back and listen to these, the Hagar era, the Hagar era Van Halen, man, I mean, the songs just bring back so many memories. There's so many good songs. And I would say that this, hang on, let me find it. There's another Van Halen in here. I would take any of the Van Hagar over this one. I think Diver Down, next to the John Corabi album. Was it John Corabi? I may be mixing up the singers, but John Corabi was Motley Crue, wasn't it? Regardless, what was it, Van Halen 3, where they brought in another singer? I wasn't a fan of that one, but this is probably my least favorite of the Van Halen albums, and it's got David Lee Roth on it, you know, and I think this is twice the album that this one is. So I'm finding myself liking the Van Hagar era, or the Sammy Hagar era, more and more. So also picked this one up yesterday. This is a first pressing and pretty much mint condition. Rainbow, Long Live Rock and Roll. I love this album. This is one of my favorite Rainbow albums. Dio sounds amazing on that album. Next up, let's try to keep these together. There's a couple bands in here. I picked up multiple albums at different times in different places. So this one I picked up yesterday, again part of a trade. This is Amboy Dukes, Tooth, Fang, and Claw. Man, the Amboy Dukes stuff, I had never listened to it until just recently. I just wasn't a big fan of Sammy Hagar years ago. I remember hearing Cat Scratch Fever, and that song just annoyed the hell out of me. It's not a bad song, don't get me wrong, but I didn't buy any of his albums because that song had just been drilled into my head and driven me nuts. And now I'm getting back in and picking the stuff up, and man, I love it. This Amboy Dukes is fucking killer. It's definitely worth having. And then I also picked up State of Shock, 79, another killer album. Next up, adding again to the the White Snake collection. Thanks, Scott. I think I've only got a couple left to get their early catalog. These I was really stoked to run across because I just don't find their albums. I wish I had all of them. Hanoi Rocks, Bangkok Shock, Saigon Kicks, Hanoi Rocks. This is their first album. However, this one wasn't released until I think '85 in the US. This is more of a 70s glam sounding album than what they would become more known for. Killer album though, and I definitely recommend it. And then I also picked up Two Steps from the Move, and this is more the 80s hair metal / glam rock sound. Sadly, this band is more famous for Razzle being killed by oh my god, I'm having so much trouble, Vince Neil, than for their actual music. And they were a killer glam band. I think they were better than 90% of the big name bands from this era. And it may just be that because he was killed, 84, 85, when glam was really getting, or hair metal was really getting big, they just missed that wave. But maybe the fact that they're Finnish, they were still spending a lot of time in the U.S., but Hanoi Rocks, if you see any of their albums, pick them up. They don't have a bad album. Next up is another one for my Helix collection. I think this is my fourth Helix record. I just saw on, I don't remember if it was Scott that showed it or if it was John, but that they just released a new album, and it sounds like it's pretty good, so I'll definitely be looking to check that out as well. But Walking on the Razor's Edge is a killer 80s metal band or album. Picked up the next one in my Kiss. Sorry, man, the dust from these albums is messing with my sinuses. Kiss, Animalize. This is one that I only had on cassette, so I was happy to run across this. Ran across it for $3 and really good high VG plus condition. Next up, Razzmatazz from Nazareth. Just another killer Nazareth album. And then this one, this is probably one of my top 10, maybe top 15 live albums of all time, man. This is such a good album. Scorpions Worldwide Live. I actually had this on vinyl when I was younger. It may still be in my dad's record collection, I'm not sure. But I ran across it for $4 and I wasn't going to pass it up. I actually saw it a couple weeks ago for like $15. It was pretty well scratched. This one is in excellent condition, so I was really stoked to pick this up. And again, $4, man, you can't pass up on that. Another Nazareth, No Means No. This is not my favorite Nazareth album, but this is my favorite Nazareth cover. Is that not a kick-ass cover right there? Still a great album. I really do like the album. And then last but not least, Uriah Heep, Salisbury. The A side of this album is just killer. And this one is this is another one that I have I believe this one's the US pressing. Yeah, I think it is. This is another one I have both. I have the UK pressing of this one as well, so. And this is, if I remember correctly, I believe this is their second album. Killer album, though. That's pretty much it, guys. I think 16 minutes is long enough. I'll be doing another video probably in the next few days with just the rest of the stuff that I've picked up over the last couple weeks. And of course, where did I put it? Make sure you pick this one up. Oh, it's going to drive me crazy. Regardless, make sure you pick up this Deliverance album. I'll put a link down below. I'm pretty sure that there's still some available. I don't think you can get the signed. Oh, it's going to drive me nuts. Where did I put that thing? I don't think you can get the signed photo anymore, but you can still get the album. So again, I'll put the link down below. Also, my review site is up. It's Harmless Rebel Reviews. I'll put a link down below. Please subscribe to that as well. That's going to be all album reviews. I'll mostly be reviewing new albums as they come out, but I'll also throw in some classic albums as well. I've already gotten a couple of requests. I've already got a Tourniquet review up, and I have an the new AC/DC album reviewed as well, so check that out. Tell me what you think, but please subscribe. Other than that, take care, BC, and I'll talk to you soon.